John Kennedy was just an incredible motivator, a speaker. His ability to walk into a room and hold the room just by his presence there was amazing. You know, to coach his grandson for such a long time, many years later, has been a great thrill. And when Denis Pagan took over, he brought a really structured game plan into the club that suited the players that we had, and he was very, very strong on that. And you know, the ability to be able to compete regularly, to win your own ball, to be strong both sides of the ball, and to have a game plan was certainly something that Denis was very strong on. I finished my AFL playing career to the moment I started coaching, and then what I learned under Roosie over a long period of time, I changed a fair bit through that period. I guess my foundations didn't, and who and what I am as a person, that didn't change much, but my views on football certainly changed, and how to manage players, and Roosie drove that, or set the example in that space.
That's a good thing about the players. They sacrifice themselves, and it's not about them. They just need to play their roles in the team, and it's based upon their strengths. And you know, most of the players brought their strengths today.
I still remember Paul, when he first took over as interim coach, he got up in front of the whole team and said, "Look, I'm going to treat you all differently." And sort of you could almost hear a pin drop. It's the first time I'd ever heard a coach say, "I'm going to treat you all differently." Normally the coach says, "I'm going to treat you all the same." But he sort of followed that up with, "But I will treat you all fairly." And I think that was probably the start of, you know, certainly some of the things that I had probably set in my mind as far as what coaching was about.
They came with the top 4 teams in premiership final. That's where we're going to get. That's where we're aiming to get to. We can work our arse off to go a step further, and that's going to make sure that we're in that fucking bracket. Okay?
I guess just a belief in working hard. You know, there's no secrets. I'm just, you know, you get out of anything what you put into it. It's a pretty basic philosophy. Just work hard. And I guess over the years you develop the knowledge that you need to be strong both sides of the ball, but particularly defensively in world sport. That's got to be a strong process for any coach. And the ability to be able to just work with your players and you know, maintain and set high standards, but also give them confidence that getting that balance right, and that's one of the arts.
It's been an absolute privilege over the course of my journey to have been coached and mentored, I guess, by Horse. No, I think the passion that you have for what you do is something that he emulates and, you know, shows every day. I think that he's got an amazing balance between being so caring but challenging. You know, father figure for a lot of players, I'm sure. It started when he first took over in 2010, and you know, I'd only been at the club 1 year prior to that, but a lot of players that have been there longer. You know, just his energy and passion. You know, it just rejuvenated the whole place. From that year in particular, I think it was probably the moment he felt like we were capable of something pretty special. It just flowed through the whole club. I think it was after round 5 we beat Hawthorn down in Tassie, and I can't remember his exact words after the game, but his feeling was like, "Look, that was an amazing win, and we've just shown that we can be a pretty special team if we play a certain way." And from then on, he just felt like we had something special.
It was interesting at the start of it was a practice game I think we had against St Kilda up at Coffs Harbour in 2011, and I remember coming away from that game. St Kilda were a really red hot team at that point, and I thought after that game we won well, and I thought we had a bit more than probably what people thought we did at that time. We were able to have a pretty good season in 2011. There was some confidence building, and so there just seemed to be a bit of a light at the end of that 2011 season, and then 2012 was just a wonderful journey.
They've done it. What a team! That culture, the Bloods. That's what it's all about.
I get asked a few times whether playing in a premiership is or coaching a premiership, which is better. This is just my personal view. Coaching's much better. Playing in a premiership, you're looking through the eyes of yourself and your teammates, and you're enjoying that. As a coach, you get that much more thrill out of looking at your staff, your your players, the families, the supporters, the board, the sponsors. You get so much more of an appreciation of the impact of it, and that was certainly my recollection at the time, was one of great relief, because I went down to the last 2 minutes of the game. It was a great grand final, but then going to the after-match function, and talking to the people, you know, from Bobby Skilton right through to your board members that put in so much time for so little thanks, to be able to reward them, I thought was, you know, one of the really special nights.